Hi guys, Amy here, also known as Hidden Treasure Picker here on YouTube. In case you're new to my channel, I'm a full-time online reseller, selling mainly on eBay, and I also sell a little bit on Poshmark and Mercari as well. Today is Friday, September 16th. I just wanted to give you guys a haul video to show you some things that I sourced this week at thrift stores and garage sales to sell on places like eBay. So go ahead and stick around and I'll show you what all I got. Alright guys, so I went to a thrift store on Tuesday, I went to a different thrift store on Wednesday, and then I went to a whole bunch of garage sales yesterday, and then I went to a few garage sales again this morning, ones that hadn't started yesterday and weren't starting till today. So I'm going to go over everything that I got. I don't really feel like I've got a ton of stuff. Sourcing hasn't been the greatest lately. It's been harder to find things for some reason. There's not as many garage sales as there were, obviously, earlier in the summer. So probably less garage sales and just harder to find stuff even at the garage sales that there are. Although I actually feel like I probably did better the last couple days at garage sales than I've done in the past few weeks, to be honest. But still not, you know, anywhere near the kind of things I was finding at garage sales earlier in the year. Same with the thrift stores. The thrift stores, I mean, I guess they're kind of hit or miss. My favorite local thrift that I go to that you guys hear me talk about a lot, because it's more like a mom and pop thrift. It's not like a Goodwill or Salvation Army. And I like it the best because their prices are a lot more reasonable and things like that. But they're kind of hit or miss sometimes. I mean, there's times I go in and I can find like a whole entire cart full of stuff. Other times I don't find a whole lot at all. And this week was definitely one of those times where I didn't find a whole lot at all. The thrift store that I went to on Wednesday, it's a very small thrift store. It's also a mom and pop store, and it's affiliated actually with the normal store that I talk about that I went to on Tuesday, but it's a lot smaller. And so usually I don't find a whole lot there, and that was the case again this week. I think I got like 4 items there this week. So there's not going to be a ton of stuff, but we're going to go over everything. That's why I decided to just make one haul video for everything I got the whole entire week, because I figured at least it would give me more stuff to talk about than if I had just done a haul over, you know, the thrift store. So I decided to wait until I'd gone to the garage sales too. And so now I have a little bit more things to share with you guys, and so hopefully it'll give you guys some ideas of the kind of things that I'm looking for, the kind of things you guys can be on the lookout for, and what have you. Also, our sales have been really bad lately. They've been really dismal. Labor Day weekend and like the beginning of that week of Labor Day, our sales were great. I mean, we made a lot of sales over that weekend and into the beginning of that week. After that, it pretty much dropped off a cliff. It was like just this huge whoop, and then it went like flying downwards. I have no idea what's happened. So let me know if you guys are having bad sales right now. I'd like to know, you know, if it's something going on with lots of people, if it's just kind of a slump we're in right now for whatever reason. I don't really know why. I haven't really done anything different. I've still been, you know, listing daily. I've still been doing the same things that I normally would do. So I don't know why, especially for that huge high over like Labor Day weekend, and like I said, into the beginning of that week, pretty much halfway through that week, for it to have been going as well as it was, to then just literally falling off a cliff. Since then, there's barely been any sales. It's been really bad. I mean, we have still made some sales. It's not like we completely haven't made any since then. But I mean, the past week and a half has been pretty rough. So let me know in the comments down below if you guys have been having any of the same issues. if you guys have been having a hard time making sales, and if you guys have been having a hard time finding items to source as well. I'd like to know if maybe that's something that you guys are experiencing also. Again, I know that that can be up and down. I've had weeks where I don't find much. I've had other weeks where I find, you know, a ton. So just out of curiosity, if you guys want to leave comments below. And if you guys have any like questions or anything like that for me, you can leave that in the comments below also, and I will try my best to respond. All right, let's go ahead and get into the haul. Let's start with the first thrift store that I went to on Tuesday and go through the items I got there. All right, first we have this pair of jeans. It's a pair of Joe's jeans. I have not picked up Joe's jeans a lot. I think I've only ever found Joe's jeans like a couple times before. I don't know that they're a huge seller. You know, that they do that great or anything. This just says fit the classic, waist size 34. And they look like they're black jeans. I'm pretty sure these are men's. They were in the men's section. But I know Joe's jeans makes both men and women's. But yeah, I got these jeans for $4. And I will go ahead, as I'm going through all these items, I'll try to put similar comps on the screen for you guys so you guys can see what all these items may end up selling for. All right, the next thing that I have here is this Travis Matthew men's polo shirt. Travis Matthew is a good like golf brand to be on the lookout for. I've sold a Travis Matthew hat. I have, I think, at least 2 pairs of Travis Matthew golf shorts currently listed, and then I found this polo. So I haven't found a ton of Travis Matthew stuff before. I feel like I've been finding a lot more of it recently than I ever have. I never really found it until this summer. But that's a pretty decent brand to be on the lookout for like golf related items like golf polos, golf shorts, hats, different things like that. Again, I'll put try to find a similar comp and put it on the screen for you guys so you can see what that might sell for. That shirt cost $3. Next is this women's The North Face, just a quarter zip, like light fleece pullover. Nothing too special, but I always look for anything North Face. I'm pretty sure most of you have probably heard of North Face. I think everybody probably knows what North Face is at this point. And North Face is a very good brand. It has a really good following. And so I try to always pick up things that are the North Face if I can find them and find them at a decent price. Because, I mean, North Face used to sell for a lot more money than it typically does now. I mean, depending on what the item is. I feel like there's probably certain items that will still sell for a lot more. But your basic, like, fleece pullovers and things like that. Again, I'll put comps on the screen. But I am guessing that I'll probably put this up for maybe, like, 20. Maybe 25. I'm not sure, but I'm figuring somewhere around there. Is probably what this will go for. And this cost, I believe this probably cost, let me see if I can find it on my receipt. I feel like this probably cost $4 since it's technically a sweater. But I don't know. It looks like I actually only got charged $3 for it, so that's even better. So that was just $3. I think that's actually the only clothing items I found this week, which is crazy because that's what I usually find the most of at the thrift store is clothing items. I mean, Again, I'm sure you guys know if you go into thrift stores for sourcing, or if you're not a reseller and you're just watching this just because you're curious, you may still like to go to thrift stores for yourself. And I'm sure you've noticed, I mean, the most abundant thing in thrift stores is clothing. So usually clothing is what I find the most of at this thrift as well. But that was, I'm pretty sure that's the only 3 pieces of clothing that I found. Yeah, pretty sure there's only 3 pieces of clothing I found this week, which was pretty crazy. Everything else was just junk brands, things that will not do well at reselling, and I went through racks and racks of clothes. That's another thing. I mean, if you guys haven't done reselling, if you're new to reselling, I feel like a lot of people make it sound like, you know, it's easy and, you know, this get rich quick thing. I'll never tell you guys that. Reselling is hard work. It's hard work to go source items. As you heard me talking about at the beginning of this video, I mean, a lot of times you're not finding things to source. Sometimes it's really hard to find good items to source, and you have to build up your knowledge to know what items, you know, are good items to flip. Whether that be with clothing, you know, you need to know what brands. Other things, you know, just in general, you need to know generalized items. If we're talking about toys, you need to know what kind of toys sell well. Electronics, you need to know what kind of electronics sell well, and things like that. So that's a lot of knowledge to build up to even be able to do reselling. On top of that, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to go into the thrift store and sort through the clothing piece by piece by piece by piece, looking for those brands that you know are going to sell well, because there's tons of brands obviously in the thrift store that are just cheap brands and they're not going to do well with resale. So that can be a lot of work. That can take a lot of time to sort through all of that. So yeah, to have sorted through all that and to have only found 3 pieces of clothing this week, that was pretty disappointing. That was pretty discouraging this week, you guys, but we're going to move on from that. So the next thing that I want to talk about that I found is this little Monster High doll. She was $2, and she's not complete. She doesn't have her shoes, and I looked her up. She's apparently supposed to have, I think, like glasses and maybe like one other thing, but she's got like her swimsuit outfit. She's got this little thing in her hair, so she's like partially complete. And I don't know if you guys know about Monster High dolls. Monster High dolls are a really good toy to be on the lookout for. It has a really good following. Lots of people really like these Monster High dolls. So they'll do pretty well at resale. Certain ones can go for a lot of money. Certain ones, if you can find them brand new in a box, will go for a lot of money. I've sold a lot of Monster High dolls in the past. There was a garage sale I went to a couple years ago that I found a ton of Monster High dolls, like a whole bunch of ones that were loose, like this, but complete, or at least mostly complete, because they had pretty much their whole entire outfit, accessories, everything. And she even had some that were brand new in the boxes. So I bought them all. I bought the lot of all these Monster High dolls. I can't even remember how many I bought from her, but I bought the whole thing for like $90. And I feel like within just a couple of the ones that were boxed, I probably made my money back plus some. So, you know, there was a ton of profit off that buy. But anyway, so be on the lookout for Monster High dolls. Even if they're not complete, they'll still sell. I mean, sometimes even if they don't have anything. I've sold completely nude ones before. So even if they don't have their outfits at all, they could still sell. Not for as much. I mean, the more things that they have with them, the more they're going to sell for. But I figure this one, I think she'll still sell for about $15 or $20. So that's not too bad for a $2 buy-in. Alright, another thing I usually find a lot of at this thrift store is shoes. But I didn't, again, find a lot of shoes this week either. The first pair I found, though, were these Nike women's shoes. They are the, let's see here. They're a Flyknit, I know that. Flyknit Lunar 1. And they're okay. Like, they need cleaned up some, but they're not in horrible shape. They have a little bit of wear on the bottom, but not terrible. They're not falling apart. Like I said, they basically just need cleaned up a little bit, which it goes along with shoes a lot of the time. Most of the time you get shoes, you do have to do some cleaning. So I figured these weren't in too bad of shape. The Flyknit usually does better than just a lot of other kind of Nikes, just your regular plain Nikes. The Flyknit is usually pretty desirable. So these cost $3. Then I found these women's sandals. They are, I don't know how to pronounce this, Allegra? I'm not really 100% sure. But just some like thong sandals from Allegra. Allegra is a pretty decent brand. Yeah, and these cost $4. And I guess that's all there really is to say about those. Like I said, I'll put a comp on the screen for those as well. And then I think this might be my last pair of shoes. So again, I only found like 3 pairs of shoes too. These New Balance. Just some white New Balance 621. And I believe these are men's. Oh no, they are women's perhaps? I guess these are women's. I thought they were men's, but they're women's, which is fine. They do need cleaned up a little bit. Like they've got, I don't know if you can see like little like orange spots, but I should be able to get that off just by cleaning them up with like a magic eraser and stuff. So I looked up this model of New Balance 621 and it looked pretty decent. So I did pick these up. They're in pretty good shape, other than just needing some cleaning. So these ones were $5. All right. Now, I kind of took a chance on these next couple things. I don't usually buy things like this, but I've heard that they can do well, so I decided to take a chance. So this is a little frog lovey for like a baby, just like a little baby blanket type thing. This one is Tykes by Carter's. And I looked it up, and I feel like I saw a sold comp that looked pretty decent for it. So I decided to try it. Like I said, I've heard that Loveys can do well. I don't usually sell them, so I'm not sure, but I thought it would be a new category to try to get into if I could, and see how I do with it. It was only 50 cents. So nothing that's going to break me. I mean, even if I could only sell it for like 10 bucks, you know, it was 50 cents. So really, I'm not probably going to lose money. I'm sure it will sell at some point. Then this is another one, another like lovey, but this one's like a plush, like with a lovey, which I thought was kind of cool. And it looks like it's brand new with tags. And it's by Little Beginnings. So I thought that was pretty cute. Cool that it's, you know, brand new. And again, I looked up that brand and it looked okay. Again, this was 50 cents. Alright, now this one isn't a lovey. This is just a plush, and I do sell plush. I am used to selling plush. So I got this little Boyd's Bear but he's a little cat. And he's like a little Halloween cat. So he's got this little like pumpkin sweater on for Halloween. So Halloween's coming. So I'm looking for Halloween stuff if I can find it. I thought this guy was pretty cute. And I looked him up and he looked pretty decent. And again, he was only 50 cents. So I thought, why not? Alright, then I got this Titleist visor cap. Just a basic Titleist visor. Nothing special. Titleist is a good brand to look out for. It's another golf brand. And it has a good following. Lots of people like Titleist stuff. So be on the lookout for Titleist. Anything, really. Not everything sells for a lot, but it usually will sell and sell for okay money. So kind of like a bread and butter kind of thing. And this was only $1. Alright. Then I got this Wilton cake pan. And it's Cookie Monster. And it's a vintage from, it looks like maybe 1977. I'll buy Wilton cake pans sometimes. It just depends. Depends if you can get them cheap enough. Depends on the subject matter. Especially the vintage ones. And he's got a $3 price sticker on him, but apparently that's not their sticker. Because I had to ask. I was like confused. I'm like, because I'm not buying it if it's $3. But I had to ask when I went up to the register because they also have a 50-cent tag in there. And she said their sticker is the 50-cent tag. So it was only 50 cents. So for 50 cents, I feel like I can probably sell it for like 10 bucks or so. So for 50 cents, why not? You know, it's a Sesame Street character. Everybody knows Cookie Monster. Cookie Monster is a good character probably to look out for. And people really like the Wilton cake pans. So like I said, not a ton of money, but for a 50-cent buy, to probably sell for like 10 bucks, that's okay with me. And I got a couple other Wilton cake pans. I think I got like 4 total. So I also got this one, this Big Bird. From, it looks like 1983. And he was also 50 cents. Again, probably like 10 bucks. All of these will probably be around $10. That's usually what these kind of cake pans sell for. There are ones that you can sell for more. And if they're new, especially, you might be able to sell them for more. But not typically a lot. Probably anywhere between about the $10, $15, $20 range, depending on what it is. I did sell a Charlie Brown one before, I believe, for $20, and it was, I'm pretty sure it was brand new. And I'm pretty sure that sold for the full asking price of $20. So that was pretty cool. But most of them I feel like sell closer to $10. This next one is a Winnie the Pooh one. And as you can see, this one has like the insert in it. I don't know if it's technically new or not. I don't know that I'll list it as new. I might. I don't really know for sure if I should or not. I mean, because here's the thing. I don't really know that it's new. It's not sealed. It might have just been that someone kept this insert. Because see, on the insert, it gives you like directions on how to bake the cake and stuff. Which sometimes can get you more money even if it's not new. Because some people like to have those, have the insert that has the directions. So I might be able to get a little bit more out of this. I don't know for sure. But he was also 50 cents. He's also Wilton, and he is from, I do not know what year this guy is from. I don't see a year on here, so I'm not really sure. But, yeah. And the last Wilton pan also has the insert in it. It's Elmo from Sesame Street. So I got like 3 Sesame Street ones. and one Winnie the Pooh. And again, this guy was 50 cents. And it says he's from 1996. So, still vintage, not quite as old as the other ones, but still vintage. So yeah. So like I said, not a lot of profit on any of those, but $10 from 50 cents is fine with me. That might not be fine with you. I mean, everyone has to decide what's best for them and what kind of, you know, profit they want to make. But to me, spending 50 cents and making $10, I mean, I would do that all day. There's nothing wrong with that. Obviously, I want higher priced, you know, sales as well. But I feel like those kind of sales, you know, help pay the bills. Then it's a heck of a profit on 50 cents. Alright, I think the only other thing I have from that thrift store is some belts. I found several belts. So first up is this Lacoste belt. You guys can see that. So Lacoste on the belt buckle. Lacoste is a good brand. Most people have probably heard of Lacoste. It is a good brand to be on the lookout for. I don't know that I've ever found a Lacoste belt before. I have found some polos and things like that, but I don't think I've ever found a belt before. So I thought this was pretty neat when I found this. And this was $1. I'm pretty sure all the belts were $1 actually. Belts there are usually $1. There's some that sometimes they'll like put their own tag on to like, because all of the items at that store are, you know, the same price based on what the item is. So like all belts are $1, all hats are $1, all t-shirts and like polos and those kind of shirts are $3. Sweaters and sweatshirts and stuff are usually $4. Jeans are usually $4. Shorts are usually $3. Shoes are the only thing that like differs. Every shoe is marked individually. But there are sometimes when they'll mark certain shirts or coats or pants or belts or whatever, like its own price, and price it higher. But I don't think any of these were individually marked, so these belts I'm pretty sure were all $1 a piece. Alright, this one is a Levi Strauss belt. Just Levi's. The Levi's ones I don't believe sell for that much. I have sold Levi's belts before. I think maybe like 15 to 20 bucks. Again, it was $1, so not that bad of a profit on that. Next one is a polo Ralph Lauren. I don't know if you guys can read that. The polo Ralph Lauren belt. It looks pretty small. So I'm not sure. Let's see. What does the size say? I mean, it looks like it says 28. I don't know if this is a women's belt. A kid's belt. It seems very small, like very short. So I'll have to see. I'll have to do a little bit of research on it. But either way, I mean, polo Ralph Lauren. Everybody knows Ralph Lauren. If I can talk today, you guys. And again, it was $1. So even if it's 15, 20 bucks. Alright, and then we have this Carhartt belt. I've never found a Carhartt belt before, so I thought that was interesting when I saw it. It's not a leather one like all the other ones. All the other ones I have shown you have been like leather belts. It's like a cloth work belt. But I still thought it was pretty cool. I didn't look it up yet or anything, so I don't know how much a Carhartt belt will sell for, but if you guys have watched any of my previous videos, you know that I talk ad nauseum about Carhartt and how great Carhartt is as a brand and what a good following it has. So I try to pick up pretty much everything Carhartt that I find. So again, especially this was $1. I mean, worst case scenario, the belt's only going to sell for what, $10, $15? I don't know. But I felt like for $1 it was worth the risk. And then I only got one more belt. This one is a women's belt. This one is a Fossil. If you guys can read that. Fossil. I feel like most people probably know what Fossil is. Fossil is a good brand that sells all kinds of stuff. Purses, belts, some clothing, I think even. Watches. Fossil is a well-known brand that I feel like most of you probably know. I thought this was a pretty cool like pattern too. It's very colorful and stuff. So yeah, this was a cool women's belt. And I always pick up Fossil women's belts when I find, or Fossil men's belts if I found them, but I feel like I usually find Fossil and women's. I don't know if they make men's belts. I think they do actually, because I think I sold one not that long ago. So, but yeah, usually I find them in women's though, and again, I mean, this is probably, it would cost $1. It's probably $20 or $25, I bet. So, there's that. Alright, so as you guys can see, I mean, this week at that thrift store, I basically found like some bread and butter stuff. Just some basic things. Nothing all that exciting. No big bolos, no big home runs. I mean, that's all like bread and butter items. Things that'll just help pay the bills. And then from the thrift store I went to on Wednesday, and like I said, there's only like 4 things from there. First thing I found was this men's Panhandle Slim pearl snap shirt. I'll show you the pearl snaps. See the pearl snaps. Oh, Western pearl snap shirts usually do pretty well. It's a desirable type of clothing, and there's certain brands that do better, and Panhandle Slim is a pretty decent brand to look out for that. And that was $2. This thrift store is actually even a little bit cheaper than the other one that I already did the haul from. This one, like, all tops are $2. All bottoms, I think, are $2. I think their shoes are, no, I think all their shoes are $3, maybe. Yeah, it's like, I don't even think their shoes get individually priced there like they do with the other one. This one, I think it's just all shoes are $3. And things like that. So it's actually even a little bit cheaper. And I already think the one that I go to as it is cheap. Alright, and then we got these. I don't know if you can read any of this. Well, it just says curve setter. But these are Duluth Trading Company. These are women's cargo shorts from Duluth Trading Company. Duluth Trading Company is another good brand to look out for. It has a good following as well. And so these were $2. And I actually found not one, but 2 pairs of women's Duluth cargo shorts. So those brown ones, and then these ones were like a navy blue. And these ones were $2 as well. And then one other pair of women's shorts. These ones are REI, which is a good outdoor brand to be on the lookout for. I've actually only found REI like twice. And I just found like some men's convertible hiking pants from REI like 2 weeks ago or something. And that was like the first time I'd even found REI. And then I found this pair of women's REI shorts. So it's kind of funny that I had never found this brand before, and then like within a couple weeks time I found like 2 different pieces. It's just funny how that works sometimes, because sometimes that is the way that it goes. I actually forgot one thing that I bought at the first thrift store. So let me go ahead and show you guys that. I don't know why I forgot it because it was sitting right here. But I found these ski boots by Salomon. Salomon is a really good brand to be on the lookout for. They usually have ski stuff. I've sold like hiking boots and stuff by them before too. So I guess it's not always ski stuff, but I think that's mainly what they're known for. I could be wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong in the comments. But these are Salomon ski boots. And I've had good luck with ski boots from multiple different kinds of brands before, actually. And we're about to be into that season when people are going to be skiing. So this was actually probably a really good time to find these. So, I mean, and they're not perfect. As you can see, they've got scuffs, you know, and stuff like that. Like, they're not in perfect shape by any means, but the thing with ski boots is they're extremely expensive to buy in the first place. So people will buy them used on eBay, even if they're scuffed up and things like that, because, I mean, skiing is apparently a really expensive hobby. Personally, I've never been skiing. I don't know, but I have found that out, that skiing is an expensive hobby. So to find something like ski boots, you can still make a really decent amount of money on these too, even being used and even being in this condition. As you can see from the comp I'm putting on the screen, these will do pretty well, even in this shape. And so be on the lookout for ski boots in general, you guys. I mean, always look them up, because I feel like some brands do better than others, obviously. But if you can get them cheap enough, honestly, it might not matter what brand you pick up. I don't know. I would still look them up. But if you can get them super, super cheap, like if you can get ski boots for like $1 or $2, even if you're finding ones that are only going to sell for $20 or $25, I mean, you're still going to be making a profit. These ones actually only cost $2, but I'm pretty sure I'll make well more than the 20 to 25 mark on these because of the fact that they're Salomon. And like I said, there's other brands out there too that do well and sell for a pretty good amount of money. So just make sure when you find them, go ahead and look them up on eBay, see what they're selling for, and see if you think it's worth picking up. Like I said, and this is the time of year to probably be getting these and listing these, because as much as I hate it personally, because I absolutely hate winter, I hate the snow, I hate the cold, I hate everything about it, but lots of people like to ski and look forward to this time of year because they're going to be buying ski boots and out skiing. So I'm okay with it for that reason, I guess. At least I'll be able to sell my ski boots and make some money on the people who do like the snow. All right. All right, let's move on to the garage sales. All right. I got to pull this stuff over here, you guys, so give me 1 second. Just trying to get it all closer to me so it's easier than keep going back and forth with you. Or at least somewhat closer. All right. What do we start with? What do we start with? All right. Let's start with this guy. Got this guy, a little bobblehead. At a garage sale for $5. I looked him up and I only sold like one sold comp for him and it looked decent. So yeah, I don't know. I think that he might be worth selling. It's an Akron Arrows, which is a minor league team. And the guy's name is Brian Tallett. I don't know. I just looked it up. I usually look up bobbleheads. A lot of bobbleheads are worth a lot of money. These are very collectible. Actually, my brother collects these. So if I decide this guy isn't really sellable, I might just give him to my brother as a gift. Because he definitely loves stuff like this. He collects bobbleheads. He has for years. And so I thought either way, it can either be a good Christmas gift or hopefully we can sell it and make some money. Like I said, I only saw one sold comp. I'll put that up. it looked decent, so maybe we'll do okay with this guy. It didn't look, I don't remember seeing that there was a whole lot listed either. I don't know if there was any others listed. So he might be harder to find, so I might be able to price him up anyway. Alright, the next thing is this little Yankee Candle, like candle shade. You put it like on a large jar candle, just for like looks. Basically makes it look like a lamp, you know. So it's like a lamp shade kind of thing for a large jar candle from Yankee Candle. But I thought it was super cute. It's definitely, like, you know, again, the right time of year for something like this, because it's very fall-like. It's got, like, you know, the apples and the pumpkins, and I think it's called Autumn Harvest. I looked it up to see. And it looks like it's doing pretty decent, and this only cost $1. Alright. Let's see. What do we want to look at next, you guys? Why don't we talk about these ones, I guess. So I found this little Snoopy guy here. I believe he plays music or something. I'll have to put batteries in him to test him out and see, make sure he works. But he's just like a little, he might move or something too. I don't know. Some sort of animated singing Snoopy, I'm pretty sure. For Christmas time, again, that's coming up quicker than you would expect. And so these kind of things should do well coming up here soon. Like I said, I'll have to test him out and stuff. I don't really know to make sure he works. I'm sure he probably does. But he's also by the brand Gemmy, or Gemmy, or I'm not sure how you pronounce it. But that's a good brand to be on the lookout for as well, especially for these kind of things like animated Christmas items, animated Halloween items. That's mainly what the kind of things that they make. And Gemmy or however you say it has a pretty decent following. Lots of people like their stuff. So it usually can sell for a pretty decent amount of money, and it's something that people look for. So, yeah, be on the lookout for that. And so this guy was $3. And then this is another Snoopy Christmas guy. This one is a Hallmark one, which sometimes Hallmark stuff can do pretty decent too. So it's not Gemmy, but it is Hallmark, and sometimes Hallmark stuff, like I said, that can do well as well. Again, I'll have to put batteries in him and test him, but it looks like he's probably supposed to move and maybe play music or something. He feels like he's got like motion things in him, so I'm pretty sure he's probably supposed to like sing and dance kind of thing, something like that. But I'll have to test him out and see. He was also $3. And then I got this little guy, just like a little Christmas mouse. And he is by Gemmy also. And again, I'll have to put batteries in him, try him out. But I think he's supposed to like sing, and I don't know if he moves. He doesn't necessarily feel like he has anything that moves, but maybe. So another just cute little Christmas singing, dancing thing by Gemmy. So again, you guys, be on the lookout for these kind of things, especially right now. We're getting close to Christmas. We're even closer to Halloween. So if you find Halloween things like this, buy them and list them ASAP, because people will be looking for that stuff right now. But people will soon be looking for the Christmas items as well. Alright, and then at that sale, The bobblehead I got at its own sale, and then those 2 Snoopies and the mouse and this I got at one sale. This is a Lemax Carrolltown Collection, like village piece, and it's Anchor Point Lighthouse. So it probably like lights up. Yeah, it says that it's got a rotating beacon light. So it's just like a Christmas village kind of piece. It's brand new in the box. Things like this are also good to look out for. Any kind of like Christmas village piece. Again, you're going to want to look them up because they're not all worth money. So always look them up. Don't just buy them, you know. But a lot of them, you know, will sell for decent money. Some of them will sell for a lot of money. This one, when I looked up comps, I couldn't find this exact one. And it could be because of the time of year it is, you know. I would have to do some research on like Terapeak so that I can see something from, you know, a longer time frame than just the last 90 days. Because in the last 90 days, you know, maybe a lot of these haven't sold because it's not quite Christmas time yet. And not everyone's thinking about Christmas quite yet, but it's going to be coming. So yeah, I don't know. I found some other ones, so like other lighthouses, and they looked pretty decent. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot. It was $5. Like I said, I opened it and stuff, and it looked like it was brand new in the box. So that's cool too, because anytime you can find something brand new, that's great as well. So yeah, be on the lookout for stuff like this. Any kind of Christmas village items, especially ones that like light up or play music or do any of those kind of things. A lot of times you'll have good luck selling those kind of items. Alright, and then I don't know if I want to unwrap all these. I guess I will for my haul video. These are just all wrapped up because they're very breakable. But I got some Scentsy warmers. I don't know if you guys have heard of Scentsy. They make like warmers and wax melts and things like that, and it has a really good following. Scentsy is very popular. If you look on eBay, you'll see tons of solds for all kinds of Scentsy products. So the Scentsy warmers usually do pretty well. So there's this one, and I bought it for $5. And I just noticed that it looks like it has a crack. So that kind of sucks because I don't know that I'll be selling this one because it has like a chip like on the inside, and I just now noticed it. And see, sometimes stuff like that'll happen too. You might buy something, and at the time you buy it, you might think you looked it over and you missed something. And that really sucks when that happens because, I mean, you spent the money on it and then realize, oh no, there's something wrong with it. Now I can't really sell it. I mean, I could probably try to sell it, but I don't know that anybody would buy it in that condition. So it might just be a loss. And that happens sometimes, you guys. So if that ever happens to you, don't get too upset about it. Don't get too discouraged. It happens to everybody. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time, and I still miss things like that. I still miss holes in shirts, stains on shirts, stains on pants, whatever. I miss stains on clothing all the time. I miss, you know, broken things sometimes. It happens. It happens to everybody. So you pretty much have to just take it as a loss and move on to the next. It happens. It's nothing to get too upset over. It does suck, but it happens. Alright. Then I have another Scentsy warmer. This one's pretty cool. It has like this one like sits over top of the light, so it's not like how that one was where it's like a base and then it has like a thing that sits on top. Like this one, it's all connected, like the top. See, it's connected. And then it just sits over top of the light. This is a pretty cool version. It's got like this little snowman and stuff on it. So it's very wintry. Again, perfect time for this because, you know, winter's coming, Christmas is coming. People will be looking for stuff like this. And I've actually sold this one before. Now it's been like a year or two since I sold the last one, but I do know that it did pretty well when I sold it. I feel like I sold it for, I don't know, I don't remember what I sold it for now, but I feel like it did pretty well. I don't know if it still sells for the same or not because I haven't looked it up again. I will and show you guys. But yeah, that's, Scentsy warmers are something to be on the lookout for. They usually sell for at least probably $20 to $25. Some of them will sell for more. I'm thinking that I sold that one for more before, but again, I don't know that it's still going for that, and I can't even remember exactly how much it was. Maybe 30 or 35. I don't remember. Because like I said, it was probably a year or two ago that I sold that, and things changed too over that amount of time. So just because I sold that for that amount a year or two ago, even if it was 30, 35, 40, even if I had sold it for that, it doesn't mean that it still sells for that, so I'll have to look and see. And then there's this Scentsy warmer, which I thought was pretty neat. I never seen one like this before. It's like, it's almost like it's got like this place for like a picture frame on the front. I thought that was kind of cool. I never seen one like that before. And it's like magnetic. So I guess you just take this off and put your picture there, and then it just goes back on, magnetic. Pretty interesting. I'm not going to unwrap the top. There's just a top that sits on there, which is what the wax sits in and melts. And then you have a bulb that goes in there, which I just now noticed that this is missing the bulb. Again, see, I didn't notice that when I bought it. However, that's not as big of a deal as the chip, because people can buy the bulbs for them. Probably pretty easy. I don't think it's hard to find bulbs for these, but I will have to list it as the fact that it's missing the bulb. So that kind of does stink. But, like I said, it's not as bad as the crack and chip and the other one. So, that's alright. No big deal. Alright. Let's see. So I got all three of those Scentsy warmers at a sale, and then actually a sale I went to today, I found one more Scentsy warmer. Sorry, my dog's making noise in the background. He's sick. We were out of town last week, and he had to stay at the kennel and got kennel cough, which I was not thrilled about because he had a vaccine for it, so he shouldn't have gotten sick. But he is, so yeah, it's unfortunate. This one was $3. Again, it has a thing that just sits on top where the wax goes and melts. And what else do I have? I think I just have a couple more things. All right. I got this Wilson baseball mitt for $1 at a garage sale yesterday. I looked up comps on this and it looks really, really good. I was really surprised. I'll have to look again to make sure, but I mean, there was some comps with the model number that I put in from the glove. There was comps that were like $100, but then there were some that were only like 40 or so. So not really sure what the discrepancy there is, but yeah, I mean, if I bought this for $1 and can sell it for like $100, that would be amazing. So we'll see. I'll do more research before I put up a comp for you guys, so that it's so that you're better informed of what this is actually probably going to sell for. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Always be on the lookout for baseball gloves and mitts. Some of them can do really, really well. I usually try to always pick them up, or at least always look them up and see if they're worth it. And they're usually not expensive either. Most people do not price them too high. I think the most I've ever paid for a glove was like $5. So this one being $1, that's pretty cool. And then there's only 2 more things that I got at garage sales. And I got those this morning. And again, I was really surprised at the comps on these, because I had no idea like that I was going to find 2 different things like this today. So it's this, I don't even know if I'm going to like have you guys see this. It's so big. It's Bing Crosby. Dancing, Singing Bing Crosby. And this is by Gemmy or Jemmy or whatever that is called. Again, like we talked about with the Snoopy thing, that's a great brand. And this guy's got his box and everything. Apparently he's vintage. So yeah, I'll have to test him and make sure he works and everything like that. But I feel pretty confident that he will. So yeah, he cost $7, and check out the comps, you guys. He looks like he'll do really well for me. And again, Christmas is coming, so this is a perfect time to find stuff like this. And the last thing was another similar kind of thing, a singing, dancing. This one is Frank E. Post. Singing lamppost. She said it's supposed to be like Frank Sinatra. That's what the woman at the garage sale told me. I don't know. It's so big, it's so hard to show you guys. But again, his comps look great. Very similar to the Bing Crosby. And again, the right time of year to pick this up. And he was $7 as well. So to get both of those for $7 a piece. I'm sorry you guys about my dog. The poor thing. He's so sick. I mean, other than that, he's acting fine. I don't know if you guys know anything about kennel cough, but apparently it's kind of like a cold for dogs. And it makes them cough and sneeze a lot. Just like we would, I guess, if we had a cold. And so he's been coughing and coughing, and that's what he's doing. Other than that, he's acting completely like himself. So I think he'll be alright. He just has to get over it. But I feel bad for him still. But anyway. So yeah, to pay $7 each for each of these things at the right time of year, when they're probably going to sell pretty soon, and for the amount of money that it looks like they're selling for, I mean, that's amazing. That's great. So that was probably one of my best finds of the week. Well, those last 3 things I showed you were probably my best finds of the week. Probably that baseball glove, and then these 2 animated singing Bing Crosby and Frankie Post. Those were probably my best finds of the week. Everything else is pretty much bread and butter, I'm pretty sure. I don't think anything else will sell for much more than $20, $25. Some of it like $10. So nothing crazy on most of it. But yeah, these 2 and that baseball glove all look pretty good. The comps I saw as high as like 75, I believe, on these 2 Christmas animated singing guys. And like I said, I think I saw comps for like 100 on that glove. So those are all really good profits to be had. So hopefully I can get all this stuff listed soon. People will start buying this stuff soon. Hopefully this will be the kind of things that people are looking for soon, especially all this Christmas stuff. I'm excited that I got a whole bunch of Christmas stuff. Because yeah, that's definitely coming sooner than you think. And so yeah. Alright guys, this has been a really long video. I didn't mean to drag it out for this long, but I got to yapping, and when I do that sometimes I just go on and on. So now that This has been like an hour-long video or so. Hopefully you guys stuck around till the end. If you guys like this kind of video and want to see me do more, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Leave me a comment and let me know if you like videos like this. Let me know what other kind of videos you guys want to see from me. I didn't do any what sold videos this week because, like I said, sales were terrible. They've been terrible like the past week and a half. I was going to do a what sold video after that awesome Labor Day weekend that we had. However, what happened was I had been out of town actually over Labor Day weekend. And so when I came back, I had like 30, I don't even remember, 30 some sales to ship out. And so I really didn't have time to do a video at that point, unfortunately. I would have liked to. I just didn't really have the time. I had to get those like tons of orders packed up and sent out. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen I posted at least a post showing what items sold over Labor Day weekend and what they sold for. So you would have seen that if you followed me on Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, follow me there, because sometimes I post things that I might not have a chance to share in my videos. So that might give you guys some more knowledge to check out. Alright, anyway, if you guys like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe to my channel. That way you will be able to keep seeing my content. And yeah, I guess that's it for today, guys. Now that I've talked to you for over an hour, have a great day. Have a great weekend. I'll get this video up as soon as possible. So, yeah, have a good one. And I'll see you on the next one. Until then, keep on hunting for that hidden treasure.